Alright guys, let's talk about Bitcoin here on the weekly time frame and specifically about shooting stars that you can see basically I've circled here. I also want to point out that basically on the weekly time frame we have two wicks up here, and that's kind of a double top. Not good to see also, guys. But mainly we want to focus on the shooting star candlesticks, which we don't often see in Bitcoin. But a shooting star is something like this, as you see, where you have a long wick up, and basically it signals there's going to be a reversal. So you can see how you come down, and yeah, it's not a good sign, guys. So what I would like to see, now we do have about, I don't know, like 4 hours more to go on this candle. 3 hours, sorry, 3 hours on this candle today. I would like to see a close higher than about 69, let's say 1,100, because that would give us, a little bit higher of a close than these past couple of weeks. And it would actually be a bullish engulfing candle from the previous week. So that would be a good thing. Now, we aren't far from that. It's only a couple of $100 really. We can do that in the next couple of hours. But we'll see, guys. It's not a guarantee, and it is a weekend. It is Sunday, so not much goes on Sundays, unfortunately. So anyways, let's take a quick look at the daily time frame, though. That's not what I really want to focus on in the video, though, but you can see that we have had 5 terrible days of downtrend. But on the daily time frame, we have today come down to test these 3 levels, daily supports, and we're getting kind of a bounce. Now, if I put this on the hourly time frame, you will see that we kind of got a bounce in the last like 6 hours, and we are moving up, so that is a good sign. The 4-hour chart looks like this, so we are starting to take out the ranges that we've been under for, well, about a day or so. So that's a good sign too, but basically, on the daily, this is a huge wick down, but that's, it is bouncing, so that's a good sign. Now let's focus on the weekly here, and these shooting stars. Now, top to bottom, you basically have about a 9.1, 9.2% difference from this top to bottom. Now, if I go back into history, guys, I want to take a look at, there's probably about 10 times in history where we kind of have a shooting star, like a real shooting star. Now, I highlighted this one, and I may have missed this really. This is almost really a shooting star. I mean, it does kind of look like the picture here. So yeah, I maybe missed that. I should have went back and done that. But yeah, I've highlighted probably about 10 places here. So anyways, let's take a look at this. Now, this one from top to bottom was about a $2,800 difference. It's about 9%, almost exactly, guys. And you can see the next, few candles here, we just kind of went sideways. But the next candle was red, so let's just keep that in mind. So I'm just going to write that down. So we had a red candle, but it was a slight red candle. Now, if we go back, we have to even go back before the true bottom of the bear market. We go to here. It's about a $4,400 difference, and it's about 8.9%, the top to the bottom of this candle. So basically, the next candle was red, but as you guys know, this was, the bear market, and we had a lot of things happen here, a lot of collapses. And let's take a look at these next two. Let me just mark that next candle was red, though. So let's see if we can find some pattern here. Now, clearly we can see the next 2 candles here were green. From the top to the bottom of this candle here, you do have a $5,400 difference. That's 8.7% swing. And yeah, I mean, we do have a green candle, like I said, so and we did get quite a bounce, so that's nice to see. Now this one, right next to it, we had the next candle was red, but it was about an $8,000 difference, guys. So that's a really huge candle here, and So yeah, just keep that in mind. But we basically, I mean, if we take a look at this as a whole, we mostly went sideways here for several more weeks, you know, with the exception of this big bounce. But I mean, we came back down within what, 6-7 weeks. So now this candle here, the next candle was red, and you know, but we can see that we, like I said in the previous candles, we kind of went sideways. This whole area here, I would just consider like pretty much sideways. But this is how many months? This is 1, 2, like 3.5, 4 months of sideways action. So let's go back into history here. Now, the candle that worries me the most right here, because this was pretty much the top of the bull market last time. Now, on this candle, we saw about an 8.8%, you know, difference here from top to bottom. It's about 8.8%. And yeah, guys, the next 3 candles, you know, were green, but that was the true top up here. This was the end of the bull market, and then we saw a significant pullback. But yeah, I mean, you know, if we get a shooting star, it doesn't mean it's over. That's what I'm trying to point out, but it could be over very quickly. Although I don't think it's going to be over very quickly like this. But it does worry me a little bit to see this candle and almost have a very similar one in a very similar place, you know, in the 60s. So let's go to the next example here. We do have a couple more examples over here. Basically, this candle here was the next one that I considered. We do get a green candle in the next candle, but it's quickly followed by a bearish engulfing candle. So also we have this candle here, which, you know, the next one here was this shooting star as well. And yeah, basically we go sideways for some weeks still though. So it's not like we dump completely, but we just go sideways for about, what, 2 months or so. If we go to the next example, I still think we have one more example here somewhere along the way, and I think it's very far back, guys. Yeah, it's over here. Now, while this doesn't look like it's a huge wick, remember, this is 2019 when Bitcoin was at about $10,000, and you know, basically the low was $10,500, but the top of this candle was almost 14,000. Now that's a 7.5% difference. That's the least amount of difference that we find with shooting stars, basically, on Bitcoin, excluding the one that maybe I kind of missed or left out, because, you know, I was looking more for candles like this or a little bit bigger. But yeah, I mean, the next candle is green, but you can see basically we just go sideways, guys, on this you know, chart here for a very long time. Actually, it's what, this is June 2019. We don't even start to go up until basically about October of 2020. So yeah, guys, I mean, if we look at what the next candle might be, if we just consider the odds from what we looked at here, that's 5, yeah, basically 5 green candles from 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles, and we don't know about next week, of course, so we cannot say anything about, you know, what next week will hold, but it's very possible we get a green candle, and you know, it's just almost as likely that we get a red candle for the next week, because we have 5 green candles and then 4 red candles, you know, for that next weekly candle. If we consider all of the shooting stars basically in Bitcoin's history, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it's 50-50. Now, the thing that I do worry about is this double top, though. quite a bit, but I do think this is not the end of the bull market, guys. Believe that this week we are going to see quite a bit of volatility. Basically, if I go to the economic calendar here, we're going to have the U.S. presidential election on Tuesday. That is going to provide a lot of volatility. Plus, we do have PMI on the same day, so that's quite important. Now, Wednesday, there's not much of anything. Also, Monday, I didn't mention Monday because there was nothing. Thursday, we do have non-farm productivity. We do have jobless claims. But the biggest thing for Thursday is this Fed interest rate decision. Now, right now, when I looked at this last, I think it was about a 98 or 99% chance that we're going to get a quarter-point cut. Let's see if this will refresh quick, but it's not cooperating right now. But yeah, it's really trying to think what it wants to do. Okay, here we go, guys. So let me show you this chart real quick. Sorry about the delay. Nothing I can do about the PC and the internet here. And yeah, so it's about, what, 98.9% chance that we're going to get a quarter-point cut, guys. So yeah, more than likely, we're going to get more money flowing into the market just because they cut interest rates. It's not a big cut, but it is a cut, guys. So that's good to see. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, guys, Bitcoin is actually making a higher, candle here than the previous couple of candles, which I, mentioned that I would like to see. But I also need to say that, we still have like 3 more hours to go. So right now we're completely even with the last 2 candles. But we need to make kind of a higher high here. So let's see what this candle can do. Now, if we just take a quick look at a couple more things, and we do have the monthly returns. Basically, November right now is negative. Now, we have seen negative Novembers before. We've seen 4 of them. And, most of these are coming in the last several years. Now, Bitcoin had nice Novembers in the very beginning of Bitcoin, basically. But lately, it has been struggling in November, although November is typically a good month for Bitcoin. See, guys. Now, if we take a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance, let's see if this refreshes real quick. It actually has moved higher. So let me move this up now, and let's hope and pray that this is the very top of this Bitcoin dominance, because altcoins are just getting destroyed. My altcoin bags are going down, but hey, guys, tomorrow I might make a purchase or two personally, and we'll just have to wait and see, guys. Now, I don't know if we're going to hold 60.6% on dominance, but we'll see. Now, altcoin season, I'm sure this has gone down just because, dominance goes up. I refreshed it and nothing, so maybe it's the same as a little bit earlier, 27. So yeah, it's still closer to Bitcoin season though, as you can see, guys. So crypto bubbles, let's just take a quick look at this. This is the last hour. Now, many things are up because Bitcoin is pumping back up. But if we look at the day, guys, not good. Everything is pretty much down. IMX is up. So yeah, that was one of my picks in my shorts today for top November altcoins to buy. But anyways, guys, and quickly about the fear and greed here. Now let me refresh this. I am shocked to see this at 74 though. So I do believe we will drop tomorrow. And I know I've said that the past couple of days, and I'm really surprised we're still in the 70s, although, Bitcoin is just falling. Like I said on the daily chart, guys, it's been a disaster. So we have 5 days of downside, but we are starting to kind of round out. So that's a good sign, but we have to wait and see, guys. Anyways, that's all I got for you on Bitcoin tonight and these candles. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, activate the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.